All right, solving two-step equations. Our lesson today. Two vocab words I want to talk about. Constant. A constant is a number that's all by itself. I can say like a number that's alone. Okay, so it's the number that's alone. It's the, it doesn't have a variable. And then coefficient is the number in front of the variable. Okay, so in the margin you see that you have to add and subtract first. So I'm going to put that. You add or subtract first. And you multiply or divide, depending on if it's like maybe there's like a 3x, then you would divide. Or if it's x over 3, then you would multiply second. So you have, two steps in order to follow. All right, let's do number one. On number one, I am going to have to add or subtract first. The 5, the constant, needs to go with the 17. How do I get rid of that 5? Of 5 BS. 17 plus 5, 22. Well, that's kind of weird, but whatever. Okay, so now I have to get rid of the 3. I'm going to multiply or divide to get rid of the 3. Divide. It's going to stay a fraction, 22 thirds. Can't even reduce. Cool. Number 2. Okay, so now add or subtract first. The constant is what I focus on. That 4 needs to go over to the other side. So try it. Get the 4 over by opposite of addition, subtraction. Watch your signs here, okay? Negative 6 minus 4 is the math that I'm doing over here on the left. Negative 10. Equal sign comes straight down. I have a y divided by a 5, and then the 4 minus 4 became 0. So that was easy. So I have negative 10 equals y over 5. Now I have the 5 that's on the denominator, and I do what to get it to the other side? Multiply or divide? Multiply. I'll do it in blue. So these 5s will cancel. And then my answer is 5 times negative 10. Negative 50 equals y. So like a plugging it in, if you wanted to check your answer, would look like this. Negative 6 equals negative 50. So instead of y, I'm going to put negative 50. Divided by 5 plus 4. Negative 6 equals negative 10 plus 4. Yes. That would be negative 6 equals negative 6. So I know I got my answer right. Number 3. All right, it's very similar to the last one, so I'm going to have you guys do it. All right, working at your tables. What's the first step you did? Okay. X divided by 3 equals 4. And then what's the second step you did?
Multiply by 3 to both sides.
Multiply by 3 to cancel out that denominator. X equals 12. You got 12? Yeah? Cool. Number 4 has a little bit of extra work I got to do first. I got like terms. 5x minus 8x. So those have to go together first before I can even begin.
Minus 3x.
Negative 3x, okay. plus 7, that stays the same. 22 stays the same. Okay. And now we can do the problem. Okay. Add or subtract first. The 7. Get rid of the 7. Yep. You're right. So the negative 3x is all alone on the left. And then on the right, 15. You're right. Second step, multiply or divide. Divide by negative 3. 15 divided by negative 3. Negative 5. And you're done. Okay? It's a positive 5, so I'm going to subtract it, both sides. Subtract 5, BS. You can write the steps if that's going to help you, like write it on the side each step. I'll do it this example so you know. Okay, so the 5's canceled. 32 take away 5. And then divide by just the 3. Don't take the x with it. Just the 3. And negative 9. Okay. 6. Again, pretty easy, right? Okay, when I add 14 to both sides, I get 5x equals 35.
Divide by
5x equals 35. I want x alone. Seven. If you have a question about this, you need to ask. Because right now, it seems like you guys got this down. But that's just based on the people that are choosing to volunteer. So if you volunteered, don't. Put yourself on mute. And I need to hear from other people. Okay, number 7, first step. Are you guys new people that just volunteered? Yes? Okay. X divided by 2 is all alone on the left. A negative 4 and a positive 3. Negative 1. Okay. 2's on the denominator. So, get rid of the 2. Multiply to get rid of it. Twos cancel. Negative 1 times 2. Okay. All right. Okay, first step. New people. Minus 9. Perfect. So the 9 and the 7 on the right are a what? What do they make? Negative 16. Okay, 2/3 though. Not dividing it. Got to get rid of a 2/3, the fraction. How do I get rid of the fraction? Multiply by the reciprocal. I'll do it in blue. Times 3/2. And then make sure that you put 16 over. Oops, I already made a mistake. 3 over 2, 16 over 1. There we go. My 3/2 and 2/3 cancel just like I wanted to get a 1x or just an x, you know. Let's just do 16 times 3 straight across. Why not? 48 divided by 2, so 48 cut in half.
24. Negative
24. And it's going to be a negative 24 because of this negative sign. So right here, negative 24. Okay. Huh?
Equals 24.
Huh?
Was it 24?
It was. Subtract 14, is that what you just said? Both sides. X divided by negative 3 equals 8 take away 14. Negative 6. Okay. It's x divided by negative 3. So to get rid of something that's divided, do the inverse operation, multiply, right? Multiply by negative 3. Yes, you are right. Just the negative 3. Do not put the x. Don't include the x. Okay. My negative 3's cancel. X equals positive. Negative 6 times negative 3, positive 18. Good. Last problem. Okay. 1/3 x plus x. I have, this imaginary one that we don't draw because it's a waste of our time, but it matters now. 1/3, 1/3 plus 1. No. They both have x's. They both have backpacks. So I need to get them together. What is it?
1/3 x squared.
No, not x squared. X plus x.
1/4 x.
Okay, first though, 1 and 1/3 for us. Let's go slow, guys. And then you change it to 4/3. So you just add 1 plus 1/3. 1 and 1/3. Okay, let me do a different color so that it's obvious. Okay, 4/3. Got to get rid of it so that my x is alone. And we had one like this before. Fraction needs to go reciprocal. So, times 3/4 on one side times 3/4 on the other side. That's going to have to be 8/1. Okay. On the right, 4's cancel and the 3's cancel. But on the left, 3/4 times negative 8/1. I could just multiply straight across and get negative 24/4 equals x. But that goes in, simplify it. Negative 6 times. Someone just said that. Negative 6 equals x. Oh my, okay. It takes 64 inches of ribbon to make a bow and wrap the ribbon around the box. The bow takes 30 inches of ribbon. Okay. So the whole piece of string, we're just going to call it string for right now, because there's the ribbon part and then there's the bow part, but they're all connected. So the whole long piece is 64. Okay? So 64 inches, and then I've got this 30 inches for the bow part. Okay, with just starting out with those two pieces of information, you've all seen a package being wrapped. So what do I do with this 30 and this 64? How do I use them?
Make them into the 64 would be the total of,
64 is the total.
so that would be the total of,
The whole long piece of string before I even wrap it.
so you would add 30 to 12 inches, 12x.
I don't want to add 30. If you make a bow on top of the box, how much is going to be around the actual square box part? Is it still 64? Didn't we use some of it for the bow?
34,
34. How'd you get 34?
because you subtract the 30.
You subtract the bow. All I care about right now is the part that wraps around the box. So the bow doesn't matter because the bow is just going to be on top, taking up space. So I've got 34 inches that are going to wrap around the box itself. That's important to take care of right away. Let's read the question. The width of the box is 12 inches. What is the height of the box? Okay, so right now, I've got 12 inches that's going to be here for my bow. See it in blue? But I'm also going to do 12 inches. Where else is there going to be 12 inches used up?
On the top.
On the top. It's this part right here. This part. And then down here. Okay? So, let me erase what I wrote over here since the 12 was covered up. Okay, I have 34 inches to wrap around it. 12 is used on the bottom and 12 is used on the top. So how much is that used so far? 24 is used. 24 is used for the top and the bottom. I have a total of 34 total. I need to know what my sides are. Means I have 10 inches to use on my sides, right? Are you guys with me? 34 inches for the whole box. I just used 24 of it for the top and for the bottom. He got 10 and he was right. I got 2 sides and there's 10 inches of ribbon. So what's each side?
5.
5. So 5 on this side, 5 over there. What is the height of the box? 5 inches. Okay, so this is like perimeter, you know, adding up all the sides. Drawing pictures, making little notes really helps when you're doing any sort of word problem. Okay, so I highly recommend that. Okay,